Hello and welcome to another part of Shadowrun Hong Kong Extended Edition blind playthrough by Old Memo. And the last episode we were doing some small errands around the Hioi and we have found out that our team member Gubet is missing, and today we are going to find out why she is missing on the sinking ship. So let's go. The sinking ship. Hung Hom Bay. Captain Jomas converted speedboat chips through the rough water like a cleaver through chicken bones, launching you skyward with every wave that it hits. Your destination? The sinking ship, Gobet's former home. The orc pirate laughs and opens the throttle. Wind and rain lash your face as the floating amalgamation of shipping containers grow larger. You can see that it's stacked at least 3 containers deep, an elegant brick of corrugated weathering steel. An assortment of pontoons, buoys, and other flotation devices have been lashed to the base of the raft to prevent it from tipping. You don't know what's happening here, or why Gubet felt the need to go face it alone, but one way or another, you're about to find out. Continue. Okay, that should be fine. Well, what's this? 4 HP for 3 rounds. Okay. Oh. I'd rather have double frag grenade just in case. You have a karma available to improve your character's attributes and skills. Open the karma screen. Confirm. Okay, I was thinking about that, and this one I need to get a little bit more points because I'm doing a lot of melee with my cyber stuff. So 3 points into it should give me a little bit more chance to hit. The scramble up the side of the sinking ship was treacherous. You hauled yourself up over the edge with your heart hammering in your chest, clawing for purchase against the wind and the diving rain. Walking on the surface deck isn't much better. The steel that you're standing on is slick, sheeted with water from the rainstone that hammers down from above. Every time you shift your weight, you can feel your feet begin to slide. There are no safety rails in sight. A slip, a rogue wave, it wouldn't take much to send you screaming over the edge of the raft and into the dark water below. This thing is a wreck. Isabel gingerly prods at the rusted section of the container that you're standing on with her boot. It depresses easily, with entirely too much give. I can't believe that Gobet ever chose to live here. Oh, what did you expect? You've seen her cabin on the Kraken? That's fair. This is still worse though. She prods the patch of rust again, the steel flakes under her foot. At least her cabin isn't falling apart. Truth is that we're seeing here doesn't even fit. The lady in charge of this thing, Melinda, or whatever her name was supposed to be some sort of control freak, and Gobet always told her pal Cadmus up as a top quality repair guy. She prods the patch of rust again, frowning, the steel flakes under her foot. This thing looks like it's in good repair too. There's no guarantee that those two are even alive. A sudden gust of wind buffets you, seeing you sliding. Isabel drops to a crouch, clinging to the metal with gloved hands to keep herself from slipping. She looks up and locks her dark eyes on you. We should get moving. It's dangerous up here, and my gear is getting soaked. Finding Gobbet's friends, Cadmus and Malvina might be a good place to start. She nods. Objective added. Investigate the disturbance on sinking ship, find Gobbet, and get below the deck. Optional, find Malvina and find Cadmus. You take the lead, I'll follow. Okay. Let's see what we really can find here. Devil rats, don't let them bite you. Another swarm, kill it. Okay, so looks like we have the issue here. Missed. Damage. Wow. That was a lot of damage. Let's see. Okay, only so few damage, that's really not nice. At least one is down. 80%, 65, let's do it. Okay, it's time to heal myself. %, both, so let's take this. Good, at least one is down. 2 is down. Now you shoot. Got the bastards. Come, join us by the fire and get warm. Okay, so it looks like we really got hit hard by the damned rats. Okay, let's talk to the 2 guys. The woman by the fire looks like she hasn't seen a bar of soap in weeks. Her companion doesn't look much better. Their faces are streaked with soot and grime that the rain seems impotent to wash away. Glad to see that you made it through that in one piece. The woman smiles at you, revealing a set of crooked teeth. Please, come stand by the fire and get warm. Yeah, sure. Thank you for your hospitality. Her smile widens. Of course, we don't get strangers here often, and it's far too miserable out to turn away a guest. Wanna tell me what's up with the killer rats? The devil rats, you mean? They're becoming something of a crisis for us. We don't know why they've started attacking, and we can't seem to wipe them out. Truth be told, we could really use your help. I got some questions. If you two are locals, maybe you can answer them. They exchange uneasy glances. Sure, she tries on a smile. Ask away. When did the devil rats first start appearing? A couple of months ago, I think. The days kind of flow together out here. It's hard to say. They only started getting aggressive a couple of weeks ago, though. So, you two are the welcoming committee? Yes, Malvina told us. His communicants it. We were told to keep position up here and watch for incoming vessels. Piracy is always a threat in these waters. I can tell you how happy we were to see a couple of friendly faces on deck. How do you know that we're friendly? We're heavily armed strangers, and you just met us. She chuckles. If you'd wanted to kill us, you'd have done it already, right? Besides, we know you aren't pirates. You haven't tried to rob us yet. What are your names? My name is Kara Leong. She jerks her thumb at the rotund man huddled by her side. This is Patrick Lowe. He lifts his doffy face from the fire to squint at you. Hey, welcome aboard. How many people live on the sinking ship? Beats me. The population's been going down recently, though. I'll tell you that much. A lot of the ship is barricaded, off limits. We have no idea how many people are living in those sections now. But when I first arrived on the sinking ship, there were at least a couple hundred souls on board. Attrition being what it is, I'd guess that there are maybe 70 of us left. Like he said, it's hard to say. You two don't seem very well equipped to fight against those things. No offense. None taken. We're squatters, not soldiers. We're doing our best, but I'd be lying if I said I weren't glad to have professionals on board. Wanna tell us why your raft is crawling with those things? Her smile fades. We don't know. At first, it was just a nuisance, but lately it's been getting a lot worse. Those little monsters are threatening our nest. We try to kill them, but they just keep coming back. That answers my questions. Good so. So, are you ready to help us? We'll help you with your rat problem, but you need to help us first. He turns to his companion. Refresh my memory. Didn't we just help peel a swarm of devil rats over them a few seconds ago? Isabel hails to face the man scowling. We didn't ask you to do that. We could have handled the rats on our own. We are looking for a friend. She sighs. All right. Describe this friend of yours to me. She is young, about my age, orcish, with a shaved scalp and dreadlocks. Have you seen her? I'm afraid not. I wish that we had, but we don't get to see many strangers here. So, how about it? Will you help us with our rat infestation or not? Yeah, we'll help. She breathes a sigh of relief. The rats have been a huge problem for us. Between the damage that they inflict and the disease they carry, they've made it impossible for us to keep up our regular maintenance duties on the raft. If you'll follow us, we'll lead you down below decks. With your help, we'll get this ship cleaned out again. Hang on a second, I've got a few more questions to ask first. Go ahead then, ask, but make it quick, alright? It's pissing rain out and I'm freezing. When you said that the Reds were keeping you from your regular maintenance duties, what did you mean? Keeping a raft like this seaworthy is a full-time job. The Devil Red infestation isn't helping with that. We've got dozens of people below decks, scrambling for materials to fix leaks and shore up the weak parts of the hull. If something doesn't happen soon, we're gonna have to stop working on her altogether, and if that happens, it's only a matter of time before she capsizes. You said that the Devil Rats carry a disease. What disease is that? Vitas. It's a non-replication capable strain. If you catch it, you can pass it on to someone else, but it can still kill you. Why bother staying here at all? If I were you, I think that I'd pick up my things and go. Patrick's Duffy Fives goes red. This is our home, our nest. We ain't gonna leave it, no matter what. The woman interjects, cutting her partner short. What he means to say is that we don't have anywhere else to go. If we were to abandon the sinking ship, we'd probably end up getting forced into the walled city. I'm satisfied for now. Go ahead and lead, we'll follow. It's just over here, follow me. The hatch down below is just over this way, we'll show you down. Okay, let me check a little bit around here first. If we can find anything else besides this worm box. Phosphorus grenade, damage 14. Packed with phosphorus, this grenade causes an additional 6 HP for 2 rounds. Strips 3 armor from affected target. Take. And Night Errant Flash Grenade. An effective flash grenade does 2 HP to hit to all hit by its blast. Makes target easy to hit. Okay, so we have that now in the inventory. I hope that the grenade is better than the first one which I used against the rats. A shallow pool of standing water has gathered on the platform, separating it from an access hatch at the edge of the raft. Electricity arcs over the surface of the pool in angry spiderwebs of blue-white light. Whoa, hold up, the damned anti-boarding system's gone haywire again. He points at the crackling pool. Look, it isn't draining the way it's supposed to. She slumps a heel onto the deck, her face flushing red in frustration. Again, we just fixed the pump last week. Anti-boarding system? Isabel looks up from the crackling plume, fixes her eyes on the locals. What the hell is this? A bad idea, that's what. Blame the Shadowrunners that lived on the thing before we did. It's like an anti-theft system on a car, only a lot meaner. When it gets tripped, the channel floods and the ship's power gets shunted into the water. It can deliver a hell of a shock. She shakes her head at the crackling pools going. Only now, it seems to trigger randomly, and the pump that we installed as a workaround has started breaking down at the drop of a hat. Why didn't we just disable the damn thing in the first place? We tried, lost 3 good engineers trying. In the end, we decided to just go with the workaround. No pool, no shocks. Well, that was the theory anyway. Well, it isn't that dangerous, all things considered. He glances at you and Isabel sizes you up. You got boots on, right? You could probably make it across without. Isabel cuts him off, a serious look on her face. It's pouring out, we're both drenched, and that thing has to be putting out a lot of voltage for these arcs to be visible like that. Trying to cross that pool as is would be a bad idea, a really bad idea. Maybe we can find a way to drain the water. Yeah, that pump over there. She points to a rusted hunk of machinery at the edge of the pool. I'm guessing that's the one that isn't working. Yeah, that's the one. It's supposed to keep this part of the deck clear, but it keeps breaking down. She shakes her head in disgust. Stupid, stupid thing, I swear. It must have burned through 4 different uses in the past 2 weeks. We'll try fixing the pump first. If it doesn't work, we'll have to look around for another solution. She turns away from the dwarf, sneering. One that doesn't involve crossing on foot. Okay, so let's check it out. Before you sits a very worn and very non-functional water pump. An ancient hose shakes down from the pump into a drainage channel along the deck. Looks pretty busted. Maybe we could fix it with some of the junk that's littering the deck. Examine the pump mechanism. Upon closer inspection, you can see that this pump suffers from a clear sign of neglect. Years of near-constant use and deferred maintenance have taken their toll on the machine, and it has recently broken down. Heavy scorning and burn patterns also indicate the reason why the pump isn't working: a blown fuse. Intelligence check 6. Attempt to jury-rig the pump. You pop the rusted metal hatch on the pump's casing and examine the machine's internal workings. If you wanted to, you could bypass the burnout fuse and run from the system's reverse power directly. Doing so would give you 1 or 2 more charges, but it could also damage the machine beyond repair. Walk away for now. And let's see if we can find the fuse or not. Rusted crank wheel. A heavily rusted wheel has been mounted to one of the containers here. The floor grates here look similar to the ones near all the flooding. She examines the grates, frowning. Yeah, I think that all of this might be connected. Hydraulic, maybe. I can see some lines running under the lip of this container. This might be the solution to our flooding problem, assuming that you can get the wheel to budge, that is. Not enough strength. There might be another way. Okay, let's talk to the guys. Or see if there is anything here. Nope. One of the locals looks up at the sound of your approach. The others remain huddled around a low fire, their backs hunched against the pelting rain. You need something, boy? If not, show off. This fire's taken. I want you to tell me what's happening here. The old man grunts. It's raining. That wasn't what he meant. Tell us about the devil rats. The younger local cuts in. Strange things always been happening here, ever since the beginning. But yeah, things been other than usual lately, and those damned rats are a big part of that. With all the people who've been getting sick, I've considered packing up and moving away. He chuckles to himself, but I got no place to go. Been here for about 5 years now, and everyone I care about lives on this raft, so here I stay. We're looking for a friend of ours. Maybe you've seen her? I doubt it. We most likely keep to ourselves up here. She'd be a new arrival, an orc about my age, calls herself Gubet. Seen her around? Never heard of her. If you haven't seen Gubet, maybe you could tell me about Malina. She's still in charge of this raft? Yeah, but if you wanna talk to her, you're gonna have to go down below. The boss lady stays down there, by the waterline. I'd stay away if I were you though. Why? Just do yourself a favor and go do as he says, girl. In fact, do us all a favor and go back on that trash heap you floated in on. I promise you'll be happier for it if you do. The water pump on the other side of the deck blew a fuse. Know where I could find a new one? Maybe. Could be a new fuse anywhere up here. We tend not to throw things like that away. He shrugs. Check the piles. That's where bits and bobs usually wind up. I'd watch my hands if I were you though. Rats been known to hide in those piles. The old man chuckles, nods. He's right. You might get chewed on if you're not careful. I have to go. Go then, show off. The old man makes a brushing motion with the back of his hand. If you're smart, you won't stop until you hit the dry land. Okay, so let's search the trash for the fuse. Nothing here. Nothing here. Nothing here. Just a rat. As you sift through the pile, you hear a rustling sound. Two beady eyes locks with yours. Let's go. Only one. Too far away. Well, let's use the medikit on Goodman Memo and shoot the rat. Okay, let's look at more trash. Mission item added, replacement fuse. Yay, we found it. The engine pump sits lifeless on the deck. Replace the blown fuse. You eject the pump's blown fuse and clatters to the deck below. With the depth motion, you click the intact fuse that you discard into the place. Lights on the pump's control panel go from red to green, and the little machine rattles back to life. And the water is gone. Nice. No talk to the two people? No. So let's go underground. Oh shoot, incoming! Man, oh man. Let's hit them all. And good. Ouch. Two rats down. Let's use this just in case. And... $72. It bleeds, but still have 6 HP. Let's... Oh, I completely forgot about this one. Let's see. Missed. Oh man, oh man. Let's go here. Just in case. And I think oh, it's too late for now. I'll just shoot her with Isabel. Oh, too bad you didn't help us. Boo-hoo. Wasted a lot of health packs. Climb below. Upon descending the ladder, you'll find yourself in the cramped confines of a shipping container. Interior walls have been erected of corrugated aluminium, and doors have been cut to allow passage from compartment to compartment. The air down here is ripe with the odor of rotting garbage. Sorry about the state of the place. The rats have kept our work crews too busy to worry about hauling the garbage. But now that you're here, we'll be able to set things right. Kill off those little bastards once and for all. Before we go after the rats, I want you to take me to someone in position of authority on this wreck. Malvina or Cadmus, say. Or Gobet. We don't know anyone named Gobet. Cadmus is 6. He's in the quarantine wing. He probably doesn't have long. Malvina is below us on the lower deck. She is a busy woman though. She is the only one who's keeping this place afloat. Take us to Cadmus then. Follow us. We'll take you right to him. Reach the bottom deck and... new objective. Game saved. So... let's follow these two. Inspect. Due to the recent weather issues, only 3 people are allowed on the top deck at a time. Report violation of this policy. Okay. Let's talk. A middle-aged woman with a slouching posture stands with her back to a reinforced door. With a languid motion, she turns her head to stare at you. "New folks, I'll be damned." She shifts position with a grunt. "The hell are you doing in here?" "We're looking for a friend of ours. Maybe you've seen her." She shakes her head. "No. Nope. I ain't seen your friend. Sorry." "You don't even know what our friend looks like yet. How can you say for sure that you haven't seen her?" "No one's come down here today but you. Not a soul didn't see anyone yesterday either. And I can't remember much past then." She smiles, revealing a crumbling set of nicotine-stained teeth. "Bad memory. Can't do a thing about it." "Who are you?" "Name's Lisa. You can call me Liz, though. Everybody on the raft does." "What's behind the door there?" She runs her tongue over her teeth. "Storage closet. Nothing worthwhile in there. Don't even know why they have me standing watch over the thing. But those are the rules, right? And you can't question the rules." "I'm questioning them right now. What did they... Ah, no, you're right. We mustn't question the rules. That would be wrong." Her face lights up. "Exactly. So, is there anything else I can do for you? Anything that don't involve breaking the rules?" "Walk away. I was just leaving." Okay, let's inspect this. This door is heavily reinforced and barricaded. It would take a bulldozer to get it open. I see. Maybe Cadmus will help us to open the door. We'll see about that. Let's get here. These scratches look like they were made by claws, but they're much bigger than anything that a devil rat could make. Another squatter. He's one more beaten up than most. Bloody bandages rub his knuckles, and one of his orbital sockets has been crushed, deforming the silhouette of his face. He peers at you with a mixture of suspicion and hostility. "Don't recognize you. That means that you're new here." His voice comes out in a hoarse croak. "You picked a bad place to go sightseeing, outsider." "You okay, man? You don't look so good." "No, I'm not okay. I'm all beaten up and going blind in one eye. Now, tell me what you want so I can be on my way." He spits the words out like venom. "What's your name?" "My name? Ivan. Ivan Fu. That's all. Can I go?" "We're looking for a friend of ours. A female orc, about 19 years old, calls herself Gobet." "Haven't seen her. Sorry." "Tell me about the sinking ship. I want to hear your take on what's happening here." "It's going to shit. Rats everywhere. People dying. Smells like a garbage skull," he grunts. "That satisfy your curiosity, outsider?" "Can you tell me any more? It's important." "Look, I and the damned welcoming committee. I'm just a bloody old man who wants to get back to his squad. If you want to know more about the boat, ask someone else." "Walk away. I'll leave you be." Okay, so nothing new from that guy. Let's talk to her. A slender human woman is shabby overalls, looks up from her work with a frown. You can't help but notice the scars on her neck. "Do I know you? What are you doing on this raft?" We're looking for a friend of ours. She's an orc, about 19, goes by the name of Gobet. Have you seen her? Her eyes narrow. Gobet? I haven't seen her for years. You've got the wrong raft. Now, unless there's anything else? What's your name? She eyes you warily. I'm nobody important, just a worker trying to keep this thing afloat. Let's leave it at that, if you please. Have you had any close encounters with the devil rats? Yeah, don't go downstairs unless you absolutely have to. The lower decks are absolutely crawling with the things. Leave. I'll leave you to your work then. Yeah, thanks, and be careful out there. Terminal. Let's open the door first. This looks like the guy I was looking for. Cadmus was his name. Some texts, they seem relatively fresh. They haven't been here long. Okay, let's talk to the guy first, and then we'll open the door and check the terminal. And then we'll see. This squatter is in need of immediate medical attention. Her torso is a gory mess and an ever-expanding pool, and her feet tells you that she's well on the way to bleeding out. She peers at you through sunken eyes, sets into an alarmingly grey face. Please, help me. Medkit, patch her up, hold still. This might sting a little. You crack open a medkit and go to work. Within minutes you run on a saline drip into her arm and seal the wound with liquid skin. A final slap patch of adrenaline and painkillers gets the woman up and onto her feet. Shakily, she extends her hands in greeting. I don't know who you are, strangers, but you just saved my life. If I can ever return the favor, you'll let me know. What's your name, friend? Maria Lem. My friends call me the Sparrow. It's good to meet you, Sparrow. She chuckles. Better luck for me that I met you. If I hadn't, I think that you would bled out by now. We're looking for a friend of ours, a female orc, about 19 years old. Have you seen her? She shakes her head. Afraid not. I haven't been able to focus on much since I took that bullet to the gut, been fading in and out. If your friend is here, then I hope that she managed to avoid the welcoming committee. The two local that we met upside, you mean? An elf and a dwarf? She nods. I don't trust them, and you shouldn't either. Don't know where their loyalties lie. We'll keep it in mind. Thanks for letting us know. She shrugs. Like I said, I owe you my life. Giving a friendly warning is the least I can do. How did you get shot? I was a part of the last mutiny attempt. Made it through that all right, but I guess that I also made some enemies. I don't know who shot me, but it's a fair bet that someone on this boat is holding a grudge. Walk away. I will let you get on with your day. Alright, but if you ever need anything else, you know where to find me. Okay, looks like now I'm completely out of medkits, but thankfully at least there was one to help that woman out. The man standing before you looks cleaner than most of the other squatters on the sinking ship. There are no streaks of grease on his cheeks, and his clothes look freshly laundered. He leers at you as you approach. Well, what have we here? Strangers on our humble raft, exploring her leaking bubbles. The man grins, revealing the cavernous gap in his teeth. He has a snifter brimming with cognac and salute. Welcome to the Singing Ship, strangers. Now tell me what you want. Who are you? You may address me as Mercurio. He bows slightly, the cognac sloshing in his glass. At your service. We're looking for a friend of ours, an orc, 19 years old, goes by the name of Gubet. Oh, and she ran away from you, did she? He grins. Ran all the way here, to our little palace on the water. Have you seen her, or haven't you? Insistent little thing, aren't you? He puts his lips to the crystal of his snifter and slurps up a mouthful of liqueur. No, I haven't seen your runaway friend, but if I do run into her, I'll tell her that you're looking. What do you do on the raft? A bit of this, a bit of that. I'm an artist, or rather, I used to be. An artist and a socialite. A man about town. He spreads his hands. By town, I mean raft, of course. No, I mostly find myself shut away here, on the sinking ship upper deck. I've been festering away here for months, desperately clinging to the finer things in life. He sniffs. Quite a tale of woe, really. That's it? You just loiter around and socialize? A fine and noble profession. He takes another sip, swilling the brandy in his mouth. But you're a street-level operative, no? Blue-collar work. I wouldn't expect you to understand. He pauses for a moment, considering. Speaking of blue-collar work, I have something here that might interest you. Would you like to see it? That depends on what it is. He turns to a nearby table and lifts a battered lozenge of black plastic. He holds it out to you. It's just a datapad, nothing sinister. This belonged to a maintenance tech that I once knew. I have no idea what happened to her, but she hasn't been seen in weeks. I'll look after it. Thank you. Or, no. And you're giving this to us? Why? To earn your favor. You come to sinking ship rather well armed, after all. He shoots a glance at Idabel's rifle and raises an eyebrow. I'd rather ingratiate myself to you now, before the bullets start flying. Take the data bet. We'll take it. Thank you. Anytime. I wasn't using the thing anyway. The schematics on the device are all quite arcane to me, I'm afraid. Okay, we'll leave you to do your business. Okay, so I think it's now time to check that terminal. Water drips down from a leak and the ceiling to sputter against the case of this ancient terminal. It's a miracle the thing is still functional. A blinking green cursor awaits your input. Access the terminal. Poster 1.1 freeware mail client user Chungson and Son. For mails, new Rex, damned rats, quarantine, meeting. Read the first message. New Rex. Chungson Anson to Beasley Malvina. We need to talk about these new regulations that you keep handing down. Look, I used to be a merchant marine. I get it. I know how important procedure is on a boat, and I know the mindset that you're working against, but some of these new regs are bordering on draconian, and they're getting in the way of our maintenance crews downstairs. Order is a good thing, micromanaging isn't, so let's talk about it, okay? ACS. Read the second message. Damned rats. Chungson and Son to Huang Cadmus. We've got a hell of an infestation going on in the lower levels, and we need to start doing something about it. Can I count on you and your boys to help me with this? I know that Am would frown on what I'm proposing, but she isn't doing anything to help. We have to take matters into our own hands before things get ugly. ACS. Quarantine. Read the third message. Chungson and Son. Wank to Wank Academos. This was exactly what I was afraid of. See, those bloodrots have eaten us out of house and home, and now that their food supply is gone, they've decided to turn on us. It's pretty clear that Am can't or won't use her magic to fix this, so it's on us to deal with the fallout. I had the upstairs maintenance crew set aside a couple of containers as a quarantine area sick room. It's inevitable that we're gonna start seeing people getting sick, and we need a place to shelve them. If we don't do this, we're going to have a panic on our hands. With us, death aren't pretty. ACS. Read forward message. The meeting. Changson Anson to Huang Yasmin. Yes, tell your brother that I got this note and that I'll be there. I don't know what all of this is about, but I have a guess. And if I might, well, I'm in. Things have to change around here for all of our sakes. ACS. Look out of the terminal and step away. Okay, so looks like Malvina and Cadmus and this guy are not the best friends. A power outlet. An open junction box just out of the wall. Its core hanging by a single screw. Wires crisscross over one another in chaotic jumble, and the whole apparatus appears to be held together with electrical tape. Jury-rigged, like everything else here. She frowns at the tangle of wiring, clucking her tongue in disapproval. That's really sloppy work. You'd think that is an environmental like this, they'd at least try to do some basic waterproofing. She traces the wall-mounted cables that snake out from the box with her eyes, follows them to their termination point. Looks like this box is feeding power to the door over there. If we were to short it, we might be able to get the thing open. Maintenance databed. Follow the instructions to disarm the door locks. You examine the rat's nest of wires, tracing each connection to its point of origin. Following the instructions on the databed, you then snip and rewire the system to feed power back into itself. The results of your work are immediate and spectacular. You hear a deafening cracking sound and a blinding flash of light steps your eyes. Moments later, the hall fills with the overpowering stench of ozone. The overhead lights flutter up ahead. You can hear the sound of a set of door locks disengaging. Good. But let's talk to the Cadmus first. The local up ahead beckons you forward. It's just up this way, through this door here. As you approach, something catches your eye, a vent in the wall behind the locals. Movement, something living must be hidden inside. Say nothing. As you watch, the locals continue to wave for you, unaware of what's happening behind them. There is a flurry of motion and something large explodes out of the vent. Gobet lands in a crouch, her weapon raised. Don't go in there, it's a trap. Down you go. Wow. Okay. Let's move right behind the thingy here and shoot a grenade. Objective complete. Find Gobet. The bloodied local tosses his gun aside and raises a pair of trembling hands. His eyes have gone wide with terror. I'm sorry, we didn't want to do it. We didn't have a choice. The words come spilling out in a frantic babble. It ordered us to. What it? What are you talking about? Explain yourself. I don't know what it is. It talks with Valmina's voice, but it isn't her. Helpless tears stream down his cheeks, clinging to his skin like beads of dew on a leaf. If you want to live, you have to do what it says. I'm going to let you live. Don't make me regret it. The squatter collapses against the wall, sobbing uncontrollably. Gobet dusts herself off and paces towards you. Hey, Memu. I don't remember inviting you on this run, but I guess that I'm glad you could make it. She jerks her head towards the squatter's round body. You're welcome, by the way. Wanna tell me what the hell is going on here, Gobet? We just shot some locals, but don't worry, they were bad people. I'll take your word for it. What were you saying about the trap? Yeah, that's where they were leading you. I didn't want to see that happen, so I came riding to your rescue. She puts her hands on her hips and widens her stance, a picture-perfect example of the classic superhero pose. You are, again, welcome. Muttering under her breath, Isabel steps forward. Gobet, tell us what kinds of trouble you're talking about. The kind where you end up dead. Look, I don't know exactly what they were planning to do, but I've seen them lead people through those doors before. She gestures toward the heavy double doors at the end of the hall. The people who I watched go in there never came back out again. Not a one. They just scream and scream, and when the doors open up again, they'd be gone. So you don't actually know what's in there then? No, but judging by all the screaming, I'm gonna make an educated guess that it's probably something bad. There is a long, awkward pause. Finally, Isabel steps forward. So, now that we're all together, do you want to tell us why you came back here all by yourself? We'd have gone with you, Gobet. All that you had to do was tell us. She raises her hands. Yeah, I know. But I figured that this one was on me, and I didn't want to wait another minute. Besides, I had a plan. You're on a boat full of hostiles by yourself, in the dead of the night, being hunted by devil rats. That doesn't sound like a great plan to me. I didn't come back to here to fight Memu. This is a recon mission. I wanted to scope the place out, and it's easier to do that solo than it would have been dragging you two along. No offense. So you scope the place out. Fine. Mission accomplished. Do you know what you're doing now? Yeah, this place is fucked. I'm gonna think it. Wait a second. What? The thinking ship is doomed, Memo. I could feel that the second I set foot on board. She checks herself. Earlier than that, even. On some level, I think that I could feel it back home. That's why I couldn't stop thinking about this place. Whatever is happening here, it's wrong. This whole place feels off to me, somehow, maybe even toxic. I came back to find my friends, Cadmus and Malvina, to check on them. Instead, I found a smell of men eating rats, a death trap, and a bunch of squatters who seem intent on killing me. Her tone becomes brisk, so I'm going to kill him right back, and I'm gonna use the scattering charge that are still embedded in the hull to do that. I've already handled the ones on this level, but I haven't gone down below yet. We need to activate the charges below the water line if we're gonna bring this sucker down. And so, that's where you're heading next, downward? Not quite. On account of the trap, I don't know how to get past it yet. She frowns. Minor setback, right? So my next step was to figure that out. We haven't found Cadmus or Malvina yet. They could be still alive somewhere. Maybe even on this level. Yeah, maybe. I hope so, because of all the people on this raft, Cat is the one I'd most trust to get past whatever is in that room. He was always more of a mechanic than he was a shaman. We have to figure out how to get past the trap, I get that, but let's keep our eyes open while we're doing that. There could be more going on here than you realize. Seriously, David, remember what I told you about second-guessing? He isn't second-guessing anything. We haven't seen enough to make that decision yet. You may have, but we haven't. Gobet lets you an exasperated sigh. Alright, Is, you wanna look around? We'll do that, but afterwards we're aiming the rest of those charges. Let's move. Okay, so we are 3 now. Notice all lower decks are off limits under further notice. Maintenance. Okay, the only way how to get is through this door now. Well, 2 people. The woman standing guard at duty nods in acknowledge. Strangers, you picked a bad time to visit. Yeah, it's a bad habit of mine. Are you guarding the room against the rats? Yes, she hefts her weapon, her eyes glued to the door. The rats and the thing that's controlling them. I've never seen it myself, but I've heard stories. You wanna talk to someone? Talk to the dwarf. I'm busy. She hefts her weapon, her eyes glued to the door. I need to keep my eyes open for more of those little bastards. We can't let any more of them sneak in here. Not after what happened to Simon. Best of luck. The door is heavily reinforced and barricaded. It would take a bulldozer to get it open. Okay, let's talk to the dwarf first and then maybe try to open the door. A stocky dwarf leans up against the wall of the container room. His skin is sallow and it hangs off of his bulky frame like a half-deflated balloon. You saw plenty of sick people back in the Barrens, addicts, BTL heads, people whose immune systems have been ravaged by disease. This guy looks worse. The dwarf's milky eyes track you as you approach. A wave of recognition washes over his face, but his movements remain lethargic. Eventually, he managed to slur out a few words. Gobet, back after all this time. Yeah, I'm sorry, it's taken so long. Gobet stares at the dwarf, wide-eyed. It's good to see you again, Cat. Gobet told me about you. How are you feeling? Perfect. Thanks for asking. He struggles to contain a burst of coughing. I mean, I'm dying and my home has gone to shit, and we're probably gonna sink into the bay. But otherwise, I'm great. With a visible effort, he shifts his focus on Gobet. Welcome home, girl. Been a long time. She swallows. Cadmus, Save it. I'm not mad. He squeezes his eyes shut. I'm mostly just happy to hear your voice again. It's good to have a friend. Are you sick, Cadmus? He grins. Between his sunken eyes and hollow cheeks, the end result is ghastly. Ill? I would say so. Deadly ill. Vitas is a real bitch. Even a neutered strain like this one can really knock you on your ass. You'll be okay, Cat. You're a dwarf and a shaman. That's 2 big points in your favor. You're gonna walk this off. You'll see. Spare me the pep talk. I'm too tired to walk. He coughs into his sleeve. Cad. Save it. I know what my chances looks like, and they ain't good. I've seen a lot of our friends loaded into those cults, but they all went out in garbage bags. Anyway, he wrestles his mouth into a friendly smile. Let's talk about something else, huh? All of this doom and gloom is getting to me. Tell us what's happening here. Bad things. A lot of good people died. Something gone rotten on his raft. Gobbet, you know what I mean. Toxic. Yeah, I can feel it too. I could feel it all the way back home. Her throat move, but it takes a moment for her voice to catch up. Cadmus, where are our friends? What happened to Yasmin and Anson and Malvina? Anson's dead. He never even made it into the sick room. Just disappeared. But I know where he went. He steps a finger downward at the floor. Yasmin's still with us. Small favors, right? But the fate has gone out of her. She's content to what she stealth and tremble. Malvina ain't Malvina anymore. I'd guessed as much. She shoots you an irritated glance. Hey, guess what? I had to, but I wanted to give my friend the benefit of the doubt until I was sure. She shifts her attention back to the ailing dwarf. Cat, Malvina went off the rails because of that damned bauble that I gave her. That's what happened, isn't it? It ain't her, Gobbet. It's something else. He struggles to contain another cough. Eventually, it passes. But yeah, that shiny red egg that you and Sui lifted is the cause of it, I think. The ugliness was already inside of her, but that thing brought it out. She squeezes her eyes shut, balls her hands into fists. Shit. Cadmus, you say that Malvina isn't herself anymore, so what is she? You ever heard of Rat King? It's an old folklore thing. Bunch of rats all fused together, their tails all wrapped and twisted into a great big knot. That's what Mol has become. I don't know how many different spirits she's tied her essence to, but the last time I opened my third eye to her, I couldn't see where they ended, and she began. What does that even mean? I've never heard of. It means that she ain't human anymore, girl. Her aura is bound to other things, alien things, all tangled and twisted and grown together. They're all one being now, a Rat King. It talks like Malvina, but it ain't her anymore. So this Rat King is still human, physically speaking? Don't know. I've heard rumors that Malvina's meat body is changing too. Haven't seen it myself. Don't know if I want to. Another long, wet cough interrupts his speech. He wipes his mouth with the back of his hand. The talisman that the Rat King is holding, the shiny object, do you know how it works? I tried sensing it once. The only thing that I took away from the experience was a migraine. Felt like there were railroad spikes buried behind my eyes for days. All I can tell you for certain is that it still works. As long as the Rat King's connecting to that thing, you can't hurt it. Any holes that you put in its body will close up on their own. So, what are we expected to do against that? If the bauble makes the thing unkillable, then you'll need to find a way to get that bauble away from it. Gobbet managed to do that during Suid's rebellion. I'll bet that she could do it again. Did you try fight this Rat King? Yeah, I'd had enough. A lot of us had, so we took a page from old Suid's book. He offers you a sickly grin. We mutinied. He gestures at the writhing bodies on the coast of the sick room. This is what's left of our side. Been locked in here for 5 days now, waiting for Vitas to finish the job. The rest of us got fed to the rats. Doesn't seem to have gone very well. The half smile on his face evaporates. No, it didn't. Truth is, we weren't prepared for how many of those bastards Red Smelvina had bred, and we weren't expecting our shipmates to fight on her behalf. Why would the others stop you from taking the ship back? That doesn't even make sense. Why do you think, girl? Fear. Fear of death. Fear of being gnawed apart by 100 vermin. Fear of that thing. You're saying that the people here aren't brainwashed? They're just afraid? Scared shitless is a better way of putting it, and I can't blame them. If anything, we're the crazy ones for trying to fight that thing. If the Red King soldiers only serve it because they're afraid, then maybe we can turn them away from it. Could do. They might rally around someone they know. Maybe someone who lived with... Maybe someone who lived with and fought for him years ago. He eyes Gobet. That was a supple hint, girl. I've got a better idea. We're gonna get you and your people onto lifeboats, and then we're sending this raft to the bottom of the bay, and the Red King is going with it. You can't mean that. This is our home. We've got nowhere else to go, Gobet. I am not gonna let that thing force us on to put this raft to the torch. You already tried it your way. Look what happened. Isabel steps in. Maybe it's good that you leave this place. I've lived in a place like this before. I've seen what it can do to people. She grew up in the walled city, cat. Then she knows that we've got to look forward if you sink this raft, cause we sure as hell can't afford to live anywhere else. He cranes his neck to look up at Gobet, pleading. Desperation burns in his eyes. Gobet, listen, it isn't too late for the sinking ship. We can still turn this thing around. My mutiny failed because the Red King knew things that we didn't. Yours can succeed if you'll try. She shakes her head obstinately. My gut says that we should sink the draft. It said that from the moment I arrived here. That's the Red wants me to do, so that's what I'm gonna do. Gobet, Cadmus might be right. If we could draw enough support, I think that we could retake the sinking ship. Her eyes narrow. Have you forgotten the first lesson I taught you, Memo? Always go with your gut. And my gut says? Spare us the lecture, Gobet. Cadmus is right. You're going off half-cocked again. The truth is, we can save this raft if you want to. If you don't, tell us and we'll sink it. Look, Gobet, things have changed since you decided to sink this raft. You can see that, right? She sets her jaw, draws a deep breath, then slowly releases it. All right, cat. If you're sure that you can keep up your end, I'd be willing to help you with your mutiny. But if your people fuck it up, I'm sinking the thing. Get it? Yeah, and thanks with your help. We can do this. That remains to be seen. He waves her off. Go on, get moving and convince as many people as you can to help us when the time comes. Whoever you don't bring around to our side is gonna fight against us, so be thrilled about it. When you're ready for us to make our move, trigger the shipboard alarm system. 2 blasts. Then we'll start kicking in doors. Alright, cat, 2 blasts starts the mutiny, but if we sound the alarm once and leave it, you get your people the hell out of this raft. Got it? Objectives: scuttle the sinking ship, organize a mutiny, and stop the Red King. 1 blast means you're sinking the raft. You do that, and I'm kicking your bony ass from here to Macau. But yeah, I hear you. Another long, wet cough wrecks his body. You got all of that, stranger? You know what you're supposed to do? We convince people to join you, then trigger the alarm. 1 plus means we're sinking the raft, 2 means that the mutiny is on. Got it. Good, thanks. And Gubet, thank you. Does me good to know that you're with us on this. Okay, complete 5 Cadmus and investigate the disturbance on sinking ship. Okay, let's try to talk him one more time. You're back. Need something? When did all of this start? It must have been some time after Gobet left. Nah, not long. Maybe a week or so. We couldn't see it at the time, but it was happening. I'd stake my life on it. I don't get this. Everything was fine when I left the raft. I mean, the vibe here has changed, but Malvina was still Malvina. If anything, she was even stronger than the woman I'd know. Yeah, she got strong, alright. Strong and mean. It started small. A couple of months after Thuit's mutiny, Malvina started proposing new rules. She said that she was cracking down on infractions, keeping order to keep us safe. But over time, those rules started piling up, and gradually the punishment started getting worse. Do you think that the shiny object corrupted her somehow? Nah, I think that it gave her power, and she corrupted herself. No judgment though. I think that in her place a lot of us would do the same. That's what I mean when I say that she had in it her all along. I think that she'd always been afraid, had been used to rules to protect herself. The trinket took that fear and focused it like a lens, and that opened the door to what she's become. He pauses, checks himself. She. I don't think that Malvina can even be described as a she anymore. She. It is really a they. Our friend is dead, or changed so much that she might as well be. The thing that's there wearing her skin don't belong in this world. There's a trapped room at the end of the hall. Know anything about that? Yeah. Me and my crew built the thing. Let me guess, Malvina's orders? He nods. First thing she asked us to do after Tsui's little rebellion, we started work on the thing with the week after you left. Yasmin was in charge of the project. Can you tell us how to get past it? No. He coughs wently into his sleeve. No, but DS can. She could be somewhere on this level. Go find her and tell her I send you. We will. Thanks, Cad. He daps specks of blood from his lips. Don't mention it. We should go. Hang in there, man. He grunts. I ain't going nowhere. Be safe. Okay, so let's start trying to convince the people around here to help us. Glad to have you on our side, stranger. When the time for the mutiny comes, you can count me in. Okay, first one. Okay, let's get here a little bit later. Let's check all the stuff here around. The guy will not help. Let's ask the artist. You're back. He smiles down at Isabel, saluting with his glass. Tell me why. We are taking the sinking ship back from the Red King. Will you help us? He shakes his head sadly. No, I'm afraid not. I'm a lover, not a fighter. You know, 500 yuan could buy you a lot of brandy. Yes, yes, it's good. He snatches the red stick out of your hand. Very well. When the fighting starts, I will do what I can. Walk away. We'll leave you to your business. Okay, that was one very expensive member of the guard. I hope it will be cheaper. Thanks again for your help. I would have bled out if you hadn't come along. We're taking another run at the Red King, and we're gonna kill it this time. We could use your help. I want to help, I do, but I can't do much without supplies. She licks her lips, considering. I'll make you a deal. If you hook me up with some medical supplies, I'll join your mutiny. Gobet, can you help her out? Afraid not. I'm not packing any medical supplies. Don't usually have much need of them. She frowns. Sorry. Isabel, have you got anything that might help? Afraid not. Thanks again for your help. I bled out if you hadn't come along. Okay, we're taking another run at the Red King. Give her your regeneration cell. She gratefully accepts the supplies that you offer her. A deal's a deal. And I have a debt to repay. When you make you move on the Red King, I'll be there to help. Good. Head to the quarantine area and meet up with Cadmus. He'll let you know what to do. I have a few things to care of here first, but I will. You got my word on that. Okay. That's number 3. Gobet, you're back. Hello, Yasmin. It's good to see you again. Yeah, you too. Where the hell have you been all these years? On a different boat, funny enough. Yes, I'm a little out of the loop on what's happening here. Could you do me a solid and fill us in? Yeah, we're not supposed to talk about it, but I'll tell you what I know. Tell us what's been happening here. She looks uneasy. Well, we're all struggling to deal with the devil rat infestation. You probably know about them. With all of the rats around, there aren't many volunteers for the maintenance crew anymore. It gets lonely out here. She abruptly stops talking. Her cheeks flush red. That's it. That's all that I can have to say. Yes, you're talking to me here, so tell me what's going on. I can help you if I don't know what's happening. Yasmin's eyes dart up and down the hall, scanning for anyone who might be coming. Her hands begin to shake. After a moment, she leans toward Gobet and lowers her voice to a whisper. Yeah, all right, she swallows. This raft is cursed. By the Red King, you mean? Your brother told us all about it. Her voice comes out in a terrified whisper. Yes, it has spies everywhere. Rats. Those little monsters and the kind on 2 legs. If you don't do what it says, things happen to you. And it talks over the intercom using Malvina's voice. But it isn't her. I know, yes. One way or another, I'm going to kill it. The whisper changes, become fierce. Her eyes burn with intensity. Good. She claps a hand over her mouth, her eyes wide, her entire body is shaking. Thank yes, that helps. I believe it or not, it helps. She nods mutely, still struggling to calm herself. Cadmus said that you were in charge of building the trap at the end of the hall. Yeah, that was me. I didn't want to build the thing, but I did it to help Malvina, to keep us safe. I regretted it since. We could really use your help, yes. We need to get below decks, and we need to do it in one piece. Can you help us to get past the trap that you built? I think so. It's been a long time, but I think I remember what wires you need to snip to disarm the thing. She fumbles at a nearby table, grabs a napkin, then she produces a grease pencil from her breast pocket and begins to draw. There's a hidden access panel in the floor. You'd never find it if you didn't know where to look. You snip these wires here and this one here, bypass this circuit. She scribbles on the napkin with a steady hand, and then flip this lever. Do that and you're done. The trapdoor won't trigger and you won't get dumped into the killing pit. Killing pit? She passes the napkin to grab it. It's pretty much what you'd expect. She snatches the napkin from Yasmin's hand. Thanks, yes. You don't know how badly we needed this. I can guess. Cadmus sent you to me after all. She smiles weakly. Best of luck. We're taking the ship back, Yasmin. We need your help. Her eyes go wide. Another mutiny? No, not me. Go to someone else. I saw what happened last time. Last time you didn't have me here. We're gonna kill the monster that stole Malvina's voice. Yes, you got my word on that. She stares at Gubbet long and hard. Finally, she acquiesces with a nod. Alright, Gubbet. I'm in. I'm terrified, but I'm in. Her voice breaks, but she continues on. I'm no fighter, you know that. I keep the ship afloat, and that's about it. But I'll do what I can to help. You'll be okay, Yasmin. I promise. Circle up with your brother. I'm sending everyone we can convince to help to meet up with him in the sick room. He'll tell you what to do from there. Organize a mutiny. Complete. Okay, let's talk to 2 more people, just in case. You never know. You again? Here, let's out a long round. What do you need? Did the Red King's people do that to you? No, I got caught in the crossfire. The mutineers did this to me, though I was with the Red King. All that I wanted to do was get home. Instead, my right eye only sees double now. Can hardly use my hands. The calmness of his voice belies the naked spite on his face. Thanks for asking. I know you're hurting, but there are other ways to help than fighting. Oh, I can fight, don't you worry about that. He glances down at his bandaged hands. Might be best if I waited a week or 2, but even in the state I'm in, I can hold my own. I used to be damned good with the blade. Paid a pretty penny to have one custom forged for me even. That blade was a lovely thing, useful in and out of a fight. I always liked that. It wasn't just a weapon, it was a tool as well. And what happened to this blade of yours? Taken. Lost. I don't know. He pulls a balisong knife from his back pocket, extends his arm, offering it to you. How about you, stranger? You handy with the blade? Damn, any idea where it went? No, and even if I did, you think I'll tell stranger where to find it? That blade was my most prized possession. If anyone's gonna find it, it's gonna be me. We're taking this raft back from the Red King, and we need all the help we can get. Can we count on you? He chuckles. You're all fools. The last 2 mutinies failed, and yours will too. Even if you did have a chance, it was Cadmus and his boys that did this to me. You think I'm gonna cozy up with them? I'm sorry that they hurt you, but like you said, you got caught in a crossfire. People get hurt in those situations. It happens. Cadmus would never intentionally harm you. The Red King, on the other hand... I said no. I'm not putting my neck out for anybody. I'm gonna ride this thing out, and that's all there is to it. If you help us, I can make it worth your while. I have connections back in Kowloon. You hard of hearing? I said no, and that's final. I'm not laying my life on the line for you, nor for Cadmus, for anyone else. Isn't there anything I can say that change your mind? No. No, leave me alone. Ah, too bad. Let's try it again. You again? He lets out a low grunt. What do you need? No. So he will not fight with us. Too bad. Not good enough skills for that. Let's talk to Lise. The guard turns to face you. You're back. Why? The Red King has ruled here for long enough. We're taking it down, and we could use your help. Her eyes go wide. You'll get yourself killed even talking like that. You'll get me killed with you. Get the hell out of here, right now. I won't take part in another damned mutiny. Think, how does it help you for the Red King to stay in control? She screeches and blushes you. I warned you not to talk. Ouch. That was not nice. And memo. Let's hide him. For now. He got his ass kicked enough. Wow. Okay, too bad. Nothing here. You're back. Need something? We should go. Handing there, man. He grunts and going nowhere. Be safe. Okay, so how many of the objects do we still have? Find Malvina, stop the ranking and reach the bottom deck. And scuttle the sinking ship. Let's try to disarm the trap. The air is thicker in here. Agreed. The stench clings to your tongue, sticks in the back of your throat. It smells like damp cardboard and stale urine. Gubet surveys the room warily, her nose crinkling in grease gust. She produces the napkin with Cadmus instructions from her breast pocket and hands them to you. There you go, Memo. You know what to do. Under her breath, you hear her muttering. Let's hope that Yes knows her stuff. Okay, so let's try to disarm the trap. Following the grease pencil diagram, you locate a hunk of metal flooring with a slightly raised edge. Hooking your fingers under it, you lift to reveal a hidden access panel. That's a good sign. Follow Yasmin's instructions to disarm the trap. The instructions are surprisingly easy to follow. 3 snips with your pocket knife and a rewire connection later. The floor-spanning trapdoor has been disarmed. Well, that was easy, she beams at you. Go on, Memo. You take the lead. You earned it. Gee, thanks. Okay. The trap disarmed. And we'll go down. Let's save it just in case. Uh-oh. Looks like this is the bottom of the trap. Stepping into this room is like wading into the killing floor of a slaughterhouse. There isn't an inch of ground that isn't caked with spilled blood. That stench that floats into your nostrils is as overpowering as it is vile. It is the stench of rotten beef and stale vomit of warm blood poured into a chemical toilet and left out in the sink to cook. The buzzing of flies in your ears helps bring you back to your senses. Blinking against the light, you see a stack of mouldering trash piled nearly to the ceiling. The piles of dead bodies are stacked nearly as high. Focus on the bodies. None of these people died cleanly, not a one. In one way or another, each carcass has been ripped apart. Some have been riddled with bullets, others have been sliced open with blades or shredded by chisel-like teeth. The end result is always the same. Another fresh corpse, its eyes frozen open in agony and surprise. Gobet's jaw drops open in horror. Her eyes move slowly from atrocity to atrocity, her cheeks draining of color. Beatrice and her... No. Not Simon. Oh, rat. No. This. Gobet grabs for a way to finish her thought. She doesn't find one. I'm sorry, Gobet. I know that these people were friends. A lot of them were. Some I didn't know. Her eyes remain locked on the nearest pile of corpses. They all deserve better than this. The Red King is supposed to be down on his level. That means we're headed in the right direction. After seeing this, I don't think that this raft is worth saving. We should go back to my original plan, Memu. Let's send the thing to the bottom. That's where it belongs. You can't do that, Gobet. We've already told Cadmus that we're going to help him. He's been getting the other mutinies ready to fight, not to evacuate. If we sink this thing now, they might not even make it off the boat. Well, we'll tell them that we've changed our mind using the alarm system. They'll make it out, trust me. We made a promise, Gobet. I think that we should keep it. Objective edit. Use the alarm to roam Cadmus. Find and rearm final scrutiny charges. She sighed. I think it's a stupid idea, Mamu. But if you really want to do this, then I'll help you to get it done. At least this way I'll get to look at the Red King in the eye when I kill it. Damn right. If we're going to do this, we need to find Malvina's old cabin. It should be the west of here. Got it. I'll have to get the shiny object away from the Red King if we want to kill it. That's probably gonna be tricky. I don't think that she'll just let me squander up and take it. You've stolen the shiny thing. You've stolen the shiny object twice already. Third time's the charm, right? Yeah, 3 makes a list. She rolls her shoulders, exhales heavily. Alright, let's do this. Okay, so let's get that thing. Okay. This scuttling charge is old, very old. The case is cracked and leaking, and you can see exposed wires underneath. A large red toggle arm and a large red toggle switch serves as a safety. It is currently set to armed. Disable the safety. You flip the switch, it snaps into the disarmed position with an audible thunk. Remaining charges to arm. 3 more. Gobet Bro froze. Mamo, what are you doing? Disabling the safety on this cutting charge. But I thought we were going to aid the mutiny. Are we going back to my old plan and sinking the raft? Is that what's happening now? No, I still want to help Cadmus. I just think that we should disable the safeties on the bombs, too, just in case. I'm fine with disabling the safeties as a contingency plan. There's no point in doing it if we aren't going to sink the raft, but there's no harm in keeping our options open either. The engine room is our point of no return, though. Once we head in there and I start diverting power to the bombs, all bets are off. Odds are good that we'll have a fight on our hands. If we do change plans and decide to sink the raft, we'd better let Cat and his people know about it. They're expecting the mutiny, not abandon ship. If we don't give them a heads up, they've headed on a one-way trip to the bottom on Hong Kong Bay. Got it. Let's get those charges disarmed. Okay, let's see. The rats. They're still coming. Let's use something useful. Ooh. Let's get here. Go bet, go bet. No. Nothing for the red shaman. Only one hit. Woohoo. Wow. Okay, heal him up. You run a little bit away. And you... Good. And we still have one. Not good. Are we too far? Yes. Oh, he sleeps. So I think this might be a good idea. Woohoo. Okay, the fight is over. We lost some health with Gobet. But I hope this will not hinder our progress. A shamanic cell, a simple magical repair cell that heals 7 base HP and affords 7 HP per round for 3 rounds, consumed when used. Okay, this might be a little bit helpful a little bit later. Two more charges. And one more charge. Let's check it out here. Nope. Let's get here then. Here is the old room of, I presume, of Malvina. This door is heavy. It could easily be barred to prevent outside intrusion, but instead it stands ajar. It's almost as if it's inviting you in. That's Malvina's old cabin, the seat of power for the sinking ship. That's where the Red King is gonna be. Once we go in there, we're going to be in this... there's no changing our minds after we picked a fight with that thing. What do you say, Memo? Are we doing this or not? Back away. Okay, let's... let's do this. Oh, here is a Matrix checkpoint. Interesting. Let's see that before continuing further. An ancient Matrix terminal with a cracked case lies played out in front of you, and probably the screen winks to life at your approach. Bingo! I can use this to arm the scuttling charge and sink the raft. Hold action on that, Isabel. I just wanted to look at the thing, not arm the bombs. Alright, if that's what you want. Okay, so... nope. I know how to sink the ship now. Let's talk. An old relay switch box hangs off the wall. The plastic exterior of the case is broken in numerous places, and a jumble of wires spill out the cracks. This must be the shipboard alert system, or what's left of it. Your eyes are drawn to a large lever marked alarm. Pull the lever twice to signal that Cadmus should start his mutiny. 1 karma gained. And objective complete. The alarm system blares once, then twice. The sound is air spilling. Moments later, the distant sounds of gunshots filters down from above. And let's go to Malvina's room. This door is heavy. It could easily be barred to prevent outside intrusion, but instead it stands ajar. It's almost as if it's inviting you in. That's Malvina's old cabin. The seats of power for the sinking ship. That's where the Red King is gonna be. Once we go in there, we're going to be in this. There's no changing our minds after we picked a fight with the sink. What do you say, Memo? Are we doing this or not? Enter the Red King's throne room. Wow. I bet that is Malvina. The thing that looms over you is horrifying, a twisted amalgamation of woman and swarm, knotted and tied together into a single whole. Go bet, the creature's voice is unnerving. 1,000 rambling voices, all interwoven and laid over the top of all Malvina's crisp, cultured speech. You have to return to us, little mouse. You, the instigator of our own ascendancy. The Red King shifts its gaze to a nearby altar. A gleaming redstone has been ensconced within. The keystone, the source of our unity, the font of power that makes us strong. Your gift to us, little mouse. You gave us what we needed to bring this raft to order. Gobbet's nose crinkles in a revulsion. On her shoulders, madness and folly chitters and shriek. Say me the speech, Malvina, or whatever you are. I am not here to talk. The new body isn't doing you any favors, by the way. You look like a forest tree stump. The creature leans forward into the light. A fine-featured face with high cheekbone and piercing eyes stares down at you. The carpet of living vermin that bury the rest of Malvina's head and neck struggle and shriek. Our new beauty is beautiful itself. Unity of biology and unity of purpose. Malvina, what happened to you? We are not Malvina. We are one, bound together for all time. The thing's voice grows to a roar, and you hear other sounds folded into it. The cacophonous, gibbering babble of things gone mad. We are order out of chaos, the death of entropy, a glorious unity. Oh, fuck this. She pulls back the slide on her weapon. We are here to kill the thing, not let it talk to us to death. Attack the Red King. Damn right. You hear the scrape of claws on metal. Something is heading this way. Objective complete. Find Malvina. Let's go here. And shoot. No. Nope, looks like no things to summon here. But being on ley lines could be much better. Nope. Let's see. Okay. Nice, she's asleep. And the target is marked. Let's see here. Just in case. The Red King recalls, but only for a moment. A strange energy washed over it, bathing its body in indigo light. There's the shiny object she must be feeding on the thing. Where is the shiny thing? Here. Okay, I try to haste memo. Let's pick it up and pray that I stay alive. Ouch. Ah, let's see. Nope, not that. Where are you? He is alive. Can I heal him? Nope. Okay, let's pick up the... thing from the ground. How the hell? You cannot pick it up. Okay, let's... An ominous chittering noise fills the air. Did I kill it? Nice. But not this one. Oh. Hide yourself here for a second. Okay, looks like only Gobet can pick it up. Oh. Let's go. The Red King shrieks as Gobet lifts the shiny object in her hands. In its voice you can hear the echoes of 1,000 inhuman beings. This is interesting. She hugs the shiny object to her chest, her bare hands cursing the stone. I can feel Malvina's control over the rats. It's like 1,000 strings connecting her to them, and it feels like one of the Red King's servitors shudders in place, slowly, seemingly against its own will, and lifts its head to stare at you. I can tug at those strings. Malvina's cultured voice is overtaken by the inhuman rows of other things that share her body. We will rend you all to pieces, tear your flesh to shreds. Gobet dances back, cradling the shiny object like a newborn baby. She begins to laugh. Buy me a little time, Memo. I'm still getting used to the thing, but if you give me a minute or two, those demon rats will be mine. I can do that. Okay. Let's try to shoot her. Good. I hope you can hide here. Immune. Hey Malvina, I've got something of yours. Okay, heal yourself. Nope. Woohoo. Okay. I think I use this. And you go hide here for a second. Wow, that was a really nice hit. Stop the Red King. And keep your crew alive. The Red King's body shudders and convulses as you watch the living carpet of devil rats that forms the majority of its bulk begins to writhe. Malvina opens her mouth to speak, but you'll never know what she was going to say. The only sound that escapes from her throat is a long, ragged scream. With a dawning horror, you come to realize what you're looking at. The devil rats that surround Malvina are turning inward. She is being eaten alive. Gobbet stares dead-eyed at her former friend as the swarm that is bound to her rips her body apart. Black blood pours in rivers to the aluminum-lined floor. Come on, Gobbet, let's get the hell out of here. You go if you want to. I'm watching this. I owe Malvina's that much. The ghastly feast unfolding before you continues long after Malvina's screams have died away. Finally satisfied, Gobbet nods to you. This raft is ours. It's over. Her PDA buzzes. She glances down at it, then turns the screen so that you can see. Cadmus' grim visage fills the screen. I don't know what you just did, but whatever it was, it worked. Those red things turned on Malvina's loyalist. He wheezes into his mask, gulping in purified air, and when they got done eating they started eating each other. Gobbet stares down at the shiny object that she holds clutched in her hands. Yeah, I know, I told them to. Right after I did the same to the Red King. Malvina's dead. Cat. You did good, Gobbet. You and your friends. We won. Come on up topside. A celebration is in order. She shakes her head. No, kid. No celebrations and no milling around. You can keep this place. I'm done with it. Too many bad memories. And besides all of that, you've got a hell of a mess on your hands. I'll be damned if I'm going to help clean it up. You already helped us clean up, Gobbet. We'll always owe you for that. Yeah, well, let's not make a big thing out of it. Goodbye, cat, and good luck. She flicks the PDA off. The screen goes dark. Captain Jomo is waiting outside for us. Ready to go home? Beyond ready. She passes the shiny object from one hand to the other, scowling. And this stupid thing is taking away one-way trip to the bottom of the bay. Good call. Come on, Memo, let's go home. And that will be it for this episode. We spent a lot of time down and a sinking ship, and in the end there was no need for it to be sinking this time for real. So I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and I hope I can see you again soon. Feel free to follow me here on Twitch, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and enjoy the rest of your day.